Hello and welcome to the Penno Channel for this match preview for Brentford versus Aston Villa this weekend in the Premier League. It's a big one here today. I'm joined here for the first time with Boubacar Kamara. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Nah, unfortunately, I am not Boubacar Kamara after all these podcasts. Like, it's over. Like, the jig's off, innit?
Put the myth's now gone. Yeah, the gig's up, bro. Your face is revealed, and
I don't know. People might be preferring the Kamara Abbey back. I don't know.
Yeah, they might be asking for a return as of the end of the video.
Yeah, like go back to it, man. We don't want to see this.
Well, yeah, bro, man. After the jubilation from midweek, beating Bruges, getting a great result, we move on to this Saturday, 5:30 prime time, Sky Sports against Brentford in the Premier League, bro. And after our last result in the Prem, we need a good result and possibly a good performance as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a weird one, Brentford, because like we put in the title, you can just never have an easy game at that stadium. I don't know what it is, like the pressure that they just constantly put you under. But with Asensio and Rashford, I don't know. I'm a bit confident. I think something can happen.
Yeah, same, bro. And like we'll get into this one because going into it, Brentford are one place behind us. They have a game in hand on us. They're only 4 points behind. So this is a big game, really, in the table in terms of 4 points. They get a win, game in hand. They'll be 1 point behind. And that's another team that will be looking to finish above us this season. We find ourselves in 10th. Obviously, if Champions League, it does look like it's going to go down to 5th place. We look like we're helping securing it, whereas other teams last season didn't quite help within the Premier League. And we're currently 4 points off Chelsea, but every team above us, apart from Liverpool, who are top, have got a game in hand now. So it's going to be difficult, really, in the league to actually try and break into them Champions League spots. It might be too little, too late. It might be, but if we can get a result on the weekend, that's going to play a massive role in us getting there because, we jump above a few teams because a lot of teams are playing each other this weekend. So, yeah. Get into a few comments, and Mr. Green's going at it in the comments and appreciate you watching.
Oh, Mr. Green's losing his mind here, bro.
he's losing his mind in the end. Appreciate you joining. He says, yes, Penno is back. Yeah, we're back now. We're back. We took a bit of a sabbatical, but we are back. And he's gone, Adam! Yes! And he goes, Adam actually looks like Kamara. The picture was a representation. That's what we were saying.
Yeah, I'll take that.
We weren't trying to steer too far away, man. But yeah, bro.
It is mad though how many light skinned players are in the Villa team.
Could have taken your pick.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Now, but let's get into it, man. Brentford and the season they're having. I mean, Thomas Frank once again pulling up trees, and it like you look at the injury situation they've had in terms of no Aaron Hickey for the season, no Rico Henry. That's two very good fullbacks who wouldn't actually start for them. They've had a few injuries throughout the season as well as that. I think Kevin Schade was out for a number of months before he finally came back into the team. So again, they sold Ivan Toney and it hasn't hindered them at all with the numbers that Vissa and Brian and Mbeumo are producing. Yeah,
it's like Brentford. They just never get hurt when they sell a big player, really. Like you think of Raya, they sold him, they bought in Fleck they sold Toney, and Wissa and Mbeumo just stepped up. Like the amount of goals them are bagging this season, it's been crazy. And Brentford's home record's like really good this season. I think it's one of the best. I think it's up there with ours as well. So it's just going to be a tough game always. And then they got Schade, as you said, and you know who I think is one of the most underrated players in the league? Damsgaard. I really like Damsgaard this season. Mm-hmm. I think he's a baller. He's playing as a 10, silky. He stepped up this season and he's only 24, I think. So you got to watch out for him.
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers this season in terms of the Prem and the stats. And when I had a brief look, Mikael Damsgaard's right up there for assist numbers, isn't it? Like, I think I'm going to check now. Yeah, he's third. He's joint second with 10 assists. And that's just like, if you're not really watching Brentford like that might just go under the radar. But every time he's stepped on the pitch this season, he's been so good. He was decent at Villa Park as well. And what I'll say from Damsgaard is obviously he had that breakout at the Euros especially when they got to the semis and played England. That was his kind of breakout tournament. Was he at Sampdoria? Was it? And kind of he didn't get the move straight away, but he ended up at Brentford. The number of clubs were linked to him, and he didn't really settle last season, did he? But this season, yeah, he's just taken the league by storm in terms of his numbers and his game play as well. And when you watch him, he looks like a right player.
What you got to think, bro, this guy overcame arthritis. Like, I don't think people know a lot about that. Like, he's had to overcome arthritis to start playing now. And yeah, he's one of them players that we just have to just watch on Saturday, I think. Don't let him get on the ball at all and try and block off any access or any passes into him with our midfield.
Yeah. How do you think Brentford will set up for this one? Do you reckon they'll stick with the 4-3-3? Or do you reckon they'll operate to 3-5-2 potentially? With Mbeumo lining up. I know they've got Kevin Shaw there as well, but obviously Vista will
it depends. Well, they say they go 2 up top when they play a big team in it, so that will show if they rate us.
Whether they rate us or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might just be. I think Chris Norgard's going to be a big miss for him, of course. He usually plays. I think Vandenberg's missing this one as well, and obviously he's slotted in this season, operating similar to us in that auxiliary right back position that we sometimes see Konza on in midweek, the Sassy playing in. So I think he's out as well. We saw Thiago Rodriguez. He played a few games and he got injured, but he looked like a player. He did when he came in. So yeah, and then the usuals of like Hickey, Rico Henry, and Josta Silva are still out. So yeah, how do you see them lining up, bro?
I think Whistle up top, Mbeumo out on the right, Schade out on the left, Damsgaard in the middle, and then I think Jensen's been out for time, so I think they'll go Jan out and Norgard in the middle. Yarmouk as well,
yeah.
And you know who I rate as well? Nathan Collins, their centre back. Yeah. Like, I think he's a player as well. You know, I think Wolves missed the trick there because some of their fans didn't rate him, but Brentford, like if Brentford are in for your player, you should be like second guessing yourself because they've got access to certain information that they'll make him into a player.
Yeah. And I think Nathan Collins. I think the top bits about his play is the way he progresses the ball. He can show elements of progressing the ball that not many defenders can do. Take it halfway up the pitch just through dribbling with the ball. And yeah, he's defensively he's looked a lot better this season. I did have my doubts with him, but he has looked a lot better within that. So yeah, another player who's been playing for him, who's been playing out of position, and I don't recognise him, is Lewis Potter as well. Yeah. He's been playing as like a left back, or when they're playing the five, he's been a left wing back. And Lewis Potter at Hull, he played on the left side, but he was part of the front three. He was an attacking player, and he's really adapted well as well. From when I watch Brentford play, he gets up and down the pitch, and he can strike the ball. He can put in a good cross as well. So he's another one to watch out for.
It's weird with him because I don't think he's actually ever got to play in his actual. He's like Beauregard for us. Like he just slots in wherever he has to. Wherever he has to do a job, like for Thomas Frank, like he'll just do it and he'll just get on with it. So we'll see.
What are you thinking about Thomas Frank then, bro? Is this the season he moves on?
Bro, as you know with me, like I've given hints that I might rate Thomas Frank when I call him one of the most underrated gaffers in the world, isn't it? But yeah, bro, they always say like Brentford are in a relegation battle. Like it just never happens.
Yeah,
like, they'll comfortably stay up again. They'll push on for Europe now. And Thomas Frank's like, remember before Emery came in, we were linked with him.
I think we interviewed him.
Yeah, we might have done.
Yeah,
might have done. Yeah, but I don't think him Iraola like in this league. Like I think they're top gaffers, man. I think they're good managers. So
yeah.
When have we ever had like an easy game going to Brentford? Like it's always stress. Even last season, they were 1-0 up, and it took the red card from Ben Mee for us to get back into the game in the second half because we were struggling that game. And Ben Mee makes like a reckless challenge as per on Villa players and gets himself sent off. And then we kind of like got into the game, started getting up the pitch, and then we scored our 2 goals. So
yeah.
And if you remember, that was Watkins that did the celebration through the net and just rattled the entire
on their fan. Yeah, that caused some stir in it between
I
people
don't like him.
because a lot
I
of them
don't
were
like
like,
him since
"Nah,
that.
he's
Yeah,
done. He's done." They were saying he was done, man. They lost all respect for him. I mean, when fans are sticking it on your game, I think you have every right to respond, man. So moving on to us, bro. What do you think? How do you think we'll line up with this one? I'm not sure I don't know if Amadou's got to be back or he's trained. Ross Barkley, I'm not sure how far away he is. He seemed like Barkley was back in training and then, he wasn't part of the squad at all. Marlon as well, he was ill. So, yeah, how do you see us going with this one?
Barkley looked like he'd been in a cave, man. He'd come back with a beard fully growing out and everything. So we miss Barkley a little bit, don't you think? Like his cameos off the bench.
We do, man. We do. Especially, he's had some pivotal roles in it. He did have that curse where when he scored, we wouldn't go on to win the game because all the equalisers and stuff like that. But he's had a real influence coming off the bench, especially at home. Not so sure away because of the game. The game state usually, and sometimes we can get a bit overrun. But when we're at home and we're trying to break down a team, Ross Barkley's pivotal. When he comes on and plays alongside Tielemans and he progresses the ball and plays with the ball, he's been so key with us this season. So yeah, again, when he returns, it's another big player. Amadou Onana, I don't know what's happening with him as well. And then Marlon illness and he missed the game Champions League in it, so you would expect him hopefully to be back now. So with that in mind, and the team we set up with midweek, obviously Asensio coming off the bench, Ramsey off the bench, Cash, Boubacar as well.
You think Garcia might come straight back into the side?
Yeah.
You think Garcia now rested in midweek, obviously couldn't play. And then what do we do with Marlon? Because we got to start giving this guy game time. Like, he's signed for Villa, been told that he's going to be in the Champions League squad. Then we find out we can sign Rashford. Then Marlon's just, okay, you can go to the side for a bit. He's not starting in the Premier League. He didn't start against Cardiff because he was ill. This guy is crazy. Like, I think that was a big miss on his part. I know he can't help being ill, but he would have probably started that Cardiff game instead of Watkins.
Agree.
And that could have been a great chance for him to just start bagging. So we'll see with Marlon.
Marlon was signed and then Rashford was just a big opportunity.
Bro.
Rashford was just such an opportunity. We couldn't turn it down either. And it's just unfortunate. Obviously, Marlon's going to have game time. Maybe if it's not as much this season, next season for sure. We will pre-season behind him and that. But as I've said, bro, when Marlon's come on in the 9, I've liked what he's shown. He's shown me stuff that I didn't think he had in his game, which is his hold-up play. I didn't expect him to be like that. He's shown he's quite strong and he can play with his back to goal as well. And he's rapid in it, so he offers us an outlet when we have.
And he gets chances. He gets chances. Like, you think of the Chelsea game when he went through 1-on-1. I think he was that game.
Yeah, when Rashford played.
You think of the Liverpool game last minute, he had that shot as well. So
Spurs,
he knows how to get about.
He missed 2. Spurs as well. He blasted one over the bar.
Yeah, Spurs as well.
So he gets into those positions.
It's a weird one, Marlon. Like, it's almost like he's signed, but we haven't really, seen him get consistent games. So hopefully we'll see.
It's mad though when you've got 7 attackers with those names, bro. It's tough, man. It's tough when it's this part of the season as well, where this is the business end, man.
I think we might see Ramsey start over Rashford as well.
Yeah,
I think Ramsey
starts.
I thought Ramsey was one
Rodgers. I think he goes Ramsey, Rodgers, and then maybe Bailey.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or Rodgers on the right and Asensio 10.
Yeah, so you could play Asensio as well. Gee, there's so many players. There's so many to fit in those 4 spaces. 7 in 4 is mad, isn't it?
But I think Ramsey's taking it personal. Some of these benchings, like he came on against Bruges, and he was one of our best players. I thought
he was quality.
He attacked the box. He puts it back for Asensio. That was a massive chance. And then he was linking up with our players. I think Ramsey's took that personal. He says, "Hold on, I was starting before Rashford came in. I'm not just going to let go of my place so easily." So this is what you want, bro. This is what you want from Villa. You want competition, man.
I was thinking if, because I think in summer, the defence is going to be the area we still need to concentrate on. Even with the loan signings going back to their parent clubs, I think defence is still the key factor for me because I just think we have loads of options. We'll go up in attacking areas, and maybe if Asensio does come back on loan again, don't know what happens with Rashford, but I think we have options, man. And if we could just sort our defence out and not concede every game, we've been some top positions.
We'll see about Power as well, where he's at.
Yeah, that's a big one. Obviously, another few days of training now. I still don't expect it. Maybe feature, depends what position we're in the game. If we're chasing it, I don't see him coming on. If we're comfortable, which at the G-Tech, I don't think many teams leave there comfortable. Do you know what I mean? It's usually a graft to get 3 points. So I'm
pretty sure. Wasn't this the game he got injured last season in Brentford away? Power.
Yeah, it was. And then Bubba got the red card, didn't he?
Yeah, and Bubba got the red card. Just head loss in that game. It was crazy.
Yeah. We missed Power out for like 2 months after that. Again, about 2 months.
Let's hope that don't happen again, bro.
Trust me. Can you see like McGinn or Yuri getting a rest? I think Kevin's putting in. Do you want to see Yuri Tillemans to have a break?
I don't think Yuri knows what rest means. Like, I don't think he's missed a game, has he, all season? Nah. And he doesn't get taken off. He plays 90 every time.
I know, it's mad considering the reputation he had. He's actually like, he's the most robust player in that team at the minute.
And the thing with Tillemans as well, like I don't think people understand just like how long he's been playing football. Like he made his Champions League debut at 16. Like he's had a career of most footballers. 11 years already. He's 27. He looks like he's getting better and better. Like this guy's about to approach his peak now, and
he does.
It seems fitness-wise, like it's easy for him now. So yeah, I'll be starting to. Maybe McGinn could be rested for Kamara, and then you got Rodgers on the right, Asensio, Ramsey, Watkins. So could see that.
Yeah, Kevin makes a good point. Like after Bruges, it's 18 days with the international break coming up as well.
Yeah, we're going to be bored. We're going to be bored. The better organise like some friendlies in behind the scenes or something like.
How are we going to like thinking about FA Cup games and fingers crossed, hopefully next round Champions League after Bruges. I hope that's the case. Obviously, yeah, boredom, man, sheer boredom, and it just hope. But yeah, it is, man. I don't give a shit about the internationals. But if it gives that opportunity, it gives an opportunity for players to rest, Pal to get more fitness, more training in, and we're doing on the potential to come back Barkley. Yeah, bro, we'll be fielding two teams soon, near enough. We'll have the capability to do so. Yeah. Get through these 2 games. We can get 2 wins out of these, or win against Brentford and get whatever against Bruges, which means we go through to the next round. Yeah, that's a nice rest. And I hear they might be going to Dubai, ain't it? Guys,
Dubai internationals. Doing the Arsenal thing. They'll claim that
we need to have the Arsenal team from last year, not the one they had this year. Because the one they had this year, they went out a lot. I think the Cup's and they're virtually out of the league, and
and then last year was Havertz, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Anyway, bro. A few more things regarding Ollie Watkins and his current form, in a sense. Do you think he's off it a bit? Do you think his injury from, I think we discussed this before, from the Euros is it's not really been figured out this season, and especially now that John Duran's gone and Darnell Marlin has been ill the last few weeks, but he's just come to the club. Is that a cause for concern going into the end of the season, or because Ollie, even though he's not playing well, I think he still gets the numbers in it. The numbers are still there, but they could have been better. And his all-round gameplay is not to the level it was last year, is it?
I think me and you are massive like Watkins fans. Like we've defended him for time and on here, and we've always said with chances, like as long as he's getting chances, like I'm not worried. But I think the more interesting conversation about Watkins is physically. How he looks weaker this season. I don't know if you noticed that as well. When the ball goes into him and he's trying to hold it up, it bounces off him. Or that old Doinez for Club Brugge, I thought got the better of him a lot in that game. Whereas last season, Watkins was just bullying, man. Like he just easily shoulder barged someone off the ball. Another thing I've noticed as well is when he's running with the ball at speed, it's almost like he struggles to like de-accelerate his body more. Whereas last season he was in way more control.
He could stop on a point.
Yeah, he could stop straight. You notice that?
Yeah,
but now it's just like,
stop at a point and turn.
Yeah. So I think like the goal scoring, people talk about chances, and I get that, but I think there's other parts of his game where I'm more concerned. And you gotta think now, Watkins has been at Villa half a decade?
Oh yeah,
he's been here for a while. 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
2020. So I don't know, man. I don't know what will happen in summer as well, but we're gonna need him in big moments of the Champions League. And against Bruges, I don't think he had a good game, bro. Like, I
He
really don't
didn't.
think he had a good
I thought he was one of the worst performers, to be honest,
game.
in totality within the side. And we need Ollie.
Yeah,
In
we
these
need to
moments
relax,
now,
bro.
we
Champions
need
League.
him. Like,
Did you see Rafinha's goal for Barcelona
nice.
against Benfica? So they made a mistake. He just runs and he just shoots from about 30 yards, 20 yards, and
Yeah.
it goes in. Game changers. Like we're gonna need Ollie in this home game against Bruges, and hopefully if we qualify for that against whoever we face next. So yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. Like we spoke about the back
one thing
injury.
I think we can say now is we do have those though. Like Marco Asensio is a game changer, and he can pluck anything out of thin air. Marcus Rashford is a game changer. Like he's kind of known for being that type of player more than his all-round game. We just need Watkins to just, when the ball's up there, just make it stick and bring others into play. Like do what you're good at in it. And I do think he's not been fully fit throughout this season. I really do. And I just hope he can pull through towards the end of the season because he's pivotal in how we play. He is.
One thing though, I am glad it's Brentford. Like this is normally the team that you back him to the bag against.
Yeah.
You look at his record. Like he scored this season, isn't it? The penalty.
Yeah, he scored the penalty.
Scored last season.
Which Flecken should have got, really. Flecken should have saved.
Flecken should have saved that, to be fair. Yeah. He loves to bag against Brentford, so hopefully, fingers crossed this weekend. But yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. I can't lie. And you know what it is as well? What didn't help? Durant showed us what like proper ball striking looks like. He reminded us, innit? If fans never had that example of Durant to compare to, maybe there wouldn't be that much criticism of Watkins compared to now.
Yeah,
but because we got to see what Durant offered, and it's like, oh wait, maybe we can demand that from our striker. Maybe Watkins should be scoring like more, I'd say, unique goals and outside the box, etc. So hopefully, bro, we just see Watkins go on like a purple patch that he's got in him normally. So till the end of the season, man.
Facts.
And he needs to break Gabby's record. Like
he does.
We said,
he's got to do that this season. He has to do that this season.
He's been on 2 goals away now for I think he's like 3 games. So
yeah, he has to. Bro. And shout out Gianni. You're saying Giovanni's the Ibra region. I've been saying it to Adam knows.
Oh yeah, GA loves Ibrahimovic, man.
Oh, I forgot that. Shout out Ken as well. I saw him earlier for the donation. Appreciate it. He goes, I hope the donations have got Adam a camera.
I appreciate it.
That's exactly what's happened.
Cameras are pricey, man. Like, I need all the help I can get, man. Thank you.
I've got a few more in here. What about this from Gary? Thanks for joining. Gary says, reports coming out today that Chris Heck saying, Villa's now worth £1 billion as such, as terms of the club. I think there's reports that he's expecting revenue to be 360 to 370 for the next reports. I mean, the whole ticketing thing and that we've had our opinions about it. We didn't agree with it, and we still don't, to be honest. But what you're saying about the overall job and how it's led to the position that Villa should be one of the top 15 potentially clubs in the world in terms of revenue next year.
Yeah, I think it's the commercial revenue that we struggle in quite a lot compared to the other top 6 clubs. We don't really have that commercialization of our brand, and I think that's what Heck's coming to improve. We've seen these concerts that he's putting on, the Adidas deal, the Betano deal, and yeah, I guess he is doing what he was brought in to do, and that's to improve our global growth. It does feel like more fans do support Villa since he's come in. It does feel like our brand's more out there. So yeah, bro. I think what they'll be concerned about though is the loss of Champions League revenue. Oh, my brother's gone. But the loss of Champions League revenue next season, if we don't get into the Champions League, could hurt us. So I think he's having to think outside of the box with those type of things. Yeah, my brother's gone. I'm gonna read out some comments. Mr. Green says more like a Balotelli region. Gary says Duran was the best striker of a ball I've seen at Villa, but so temperamental, unfortunately. That's the thing with Duran. like, why did he just not want to stay at Villa? Like, if he didn't want to leave and there wasn't that sort of friction, how good would it to still be able to bring Duran off the bench or even earn his place from Watkins eventually? But I guess he wanted to leave, so it's not much you can do about that. You back with us, bro?
I'm back, man. Just dropped out for a bit. I'm back. Yeah, bro. In terms of Chris Hack, it seems like he's getting the revenue up there, and yeah, we'll see how that develops. Especially, we're hoping we get into Europe. But if we don't, then we'll see what happens thereafter. It's going to be very difficult going forward. But no, he's got us in a good position in that regard. GC, thanks for joining. He says, bit down the line, but who would you sell this summer? I think this again. The way Munchie's operated and the way he likes to operate, is I don't know who could go this summer. like that is open.
Hey, I'm showing face now. I gotta be careful what I say now. Before I got away with it.
I don't know. I could see anyone being up for sale. Like, I really could. Maybe, like, I even want to say like Bubba come on, but I don't want him to go. I'd never want him to leave, but I can't say within guaranteed that he will stay at this club. I couldn't. I mean, what's he on now? Like a year and a bit left of his deal. Like, if he's not signing a new contract soon, then he will fall into that bracket. And obviously, I don't want to sell him. Of course, he's probably our best player, I think, on paper. But with that, who knows? Who knows? I couldn't tell you.
One thing Villa always have is assets, though, if you notice that. So it's probably better that we do have the choice rather than it's just one guy and we all know who's going to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's several options that we could choose here. I mean, like I saw...
It's definitely a position of strength, bro, because 3 years ago, I don't think we had assets. Except for Grealish. I don't think you consider Villa having any assets. And
maybe Martinez.
Yeah, but even just before that, like that period, we didn't have any assets really that anyone would consider buying. Now there's every player's an asset as such, just because of what Villa have gone on to achieve in terms of Champions League qualification, close to being the quarterfinals, and everyone's watching us play. Everyone knows our players now. Everyone knows our squad, innit? So yeah, I don't know who's going to go. As Gary said, Gary's put in Martinez possibly. He's been poor and need 2 better keepers if he stays. No competition's not been pushed him. Maybe I don't think that Martinez. He's been shit a lot this season. He's had some great moments. Been great in the Champions League, but in the league he hasn't been at his best. Did an interview after Cardiff stating he hasn't been at his best as well. So he knows that in the league he hasn't been. But I don't know if I'd want to sell Martinez. I think Martinez has got the character and everything that you need. He's like to go through. And potentially in these 2 cups we're in now, Martinez could be the difference. Like, we've seen what Martinez is about in cup competition. So I don't know. But then could I see Martinez going? Potentially. Someone was to make a bid. Like, I don't think there's any player who doesn't have a price. I really don't.
Just
especially
even
with
the
PSR and how things are going. And it will be dependent on European qualification, especially if we don't, or if it's Champions League, Europa League, etc. But I do think everyone has a price within the squad, just because of the complications with PSR and the UEFA squad, whatever it is as well.
Yeah, I'm on 2 sides, like with PSR, because I understand why it's been brought in, and it's so clubs don't get reckless, and we've seen in the past clubs can get reckless if there's no limitation. So 105 million losses over 3 years, like, I get it, I understand it. It's still a lot of money to be able to spend. But my thing is, though, like, it's so anti-competitive for Villa. Like, why are Villa having to sell again? We've just sold John Duran. We have billionaire owners. Now, Seth Sawiris is not broke. Like, this guy is not short of money, bro. So he wants to invest. He's frustrated, and it's just this.
And the owners have shown their intention since they've come through the door. Like, they've shown what they're about and what they want to do for the club, and the position they want to put it.
It's this encouragement of academy sales for me, because it's pure profit. It's just so bad mind. It goes against, I think Vidagani said it before, it goes against the essence of football where we might be looking to sell a Jacob Ramsey to Manchester City, let's say, for example, for 50 mil because it's pure profit. Like, it's just so anti-football, I feel. But it is what it is. Villa haven't always spent the smartest, in my opinion, over the last 4 years. Like, we spent a lot of money on it, and some of it has been wasted. Like, we can agree on that. Some of it's been well spent. So I think Kamara, Tillemans, Ramsey. I don't think Rodgers would be considered. I don't think
Watkins.
Rodgers.
This is just the Rodgers probably the only one I don't think would be. Yeah, but in terms of like, I'm talking about the big names. Like, I don't think there's any limit to who it could be. Like, selling Douglas Luiz last year was like, that was a reality check of Andy Arby. Like, that was a reality check of, okay, it's serious. It is serious, and even if you qualify for Champions League, you can still sell your best players. So, yeah, man, we'll see, bro. There's a lot of people saying, Ken saying like Philip Coutinho.
All right, shout out Coutinho scored a banger the other day, you know.
Did he? Yeah.
It's just like that's 200 grand right there onto the price one.
Yeah, it's mad. And even the position we're in, bro, like Kevin's saying, we call Barnechea, he's doing well apparently. Like, some of the signings we're getting in now, we're able to loan them out to clubs who are in, whether it's sides in the top divisions, you know what I mean, across Europe. And they're getting good game time, getting solid game time, and yeah, you'll have a load of those coming back in the summer as well, and you'll be like, okay, who's ready for this first team squad, who's not, who's going. There's a lot to juggle, man.
Then Dunker's coming back, like all these men are still on contract.
Louis Barry. It's mad.
And can I just say, under Den Dunker transfer, like at the time, people were just like solid, like 15 mil, okay, it's not that deep, but for me, it's always just jarring because they take so long to get rid of. Like, it's not just going to affect you in the short term; it's the long term as well. And I just think with PSR, Villa have to get every single transfer correct. You know, like already we're looking at Onana, and we can be honest, like he's been a disappointment so far. Like,
it's 50 million
worth the money. And Villa couldn't predict his injuries, of course, but I'm thinking more like other parts of his game where his touch he's a bit loose still, and he's young and he's 23, so he'll grow into it.
Yeah, of course.
I just think.
But then you look at like a Ross Barkley for 5 million, and you just go, that's a bit of shrewd business. You know what I mean? Like, steps in when he's needed. He's come in. He's played well. His wages aren't that high since he's come back to Villa. And then I like the business when we do. You know, Morgan Rodgers' Andres Garcia, man, that's looking like a nice little bit of business. 6 million. That's looking like a good bit of business. It's looking like you could get double your money for Garcia just literally now.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it will be interesting to see how we go about things in the summer.
I don't know, like I think it's impossible to predict with Villa because I don't even think Villa know sometimes.
No,
like you hear what our journals say about our approach to the January window, and it was just like day by day.
Yeah,
where they were just trying to juggle because we know how it works now. Like, we don't have a recruitment process like other clubs, or it's not as sophisticated. It's essentially, I'm Unai Emery. I'm going to tell you what players I want. And then it's up to Vidagani and Munchie to facilitate it. So
or bring him a list of many.
Unless we like start mind reading Emery, who, by the way, he's been making me crease recently. Some of these things some of these crash outs on the sideline and some of these interviews are hilarious, man. What?
He's highly tuned at the minute. He's highly tuned. Yeah,
he's on edge. He is on edge, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you saw the Palace game when we scored. He was banging the glass and. Paco Asterion next to him, like our assistant, he just like tunnel vision, bro. Like, he just starts nodding his head and he just blocks it out. Like,
we've seen it, bro. We saw it in the conference. Remember the one on the bench? Like, he feels it, man. He feels the game. He really does. And when people aren't doing the correct things, he's gonna remonstrate on the sidelines for sure. And I think with the amount of defensive combinations we've had this season and some of the goals conceded, he has every right to be remonstrating because. It's a lot of information. You've got to be playing to different combinations of how to play at the back, and then when they're making mistakes which aren't down to his information and more just unforced errors, I think he's got to be highly strong for sure. Yeah, and as Duncan said, Unai nearly got a red against Bruges. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the only booking in the game, wasn't it? Like, up until then.
Yeah. That point.
I thought the ref was having a great game. Like, watching it, like he was letting things go, like. And then Unai's just on the side, like, what, me?
Just going mad.
Crazy, man.
Shout out Michael for joining. He says, "Gents, Saturday will be a difficult game, but I have a good feeling for the rest of the season." Facts, Michael. I have a good feeling, man. I don't like saying such, but the FA Cup, we've been in it, bro. I'm just saying, like, there's a feeling potentially this could be it, man. And I think we have the squad to compete on all fronts, and with players coming back, and we have the squad, man. It's just them stepping up now. It's the players stepping up. Yeah, good point from Gary. Talking about managers we faced recently. Last year, did you see Fonseca try and headbutt the ref? Emery's calm compared to some. Did you see that? I thought that the ban is going to get a bit excessive, isn't it? Not 9 months or something. Is that true?
So they have to sack him. They have to sack him, surely, isn't it?
Surely.
Like, it's not unfair dismissal, like your head boy something like that. Like, he's got to be sacked, surely, man. Like.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit excessive, to be honest. I thought he went up to his face, but it was like, I've seen players do that and get like 3 matches, isn't it? Yeah. GA as well. Thanks for joining. GA again says, when is Broggio getting his start, man? Would love to see him against Preston. When Broggio signing a long-term deal, bro. Big news, injured. And that's big for the future, man.
Yeah. But he's been injured. He's injured, so we would have seen him start against Barcelona in the UEFA Youth League, but he's been injured for a while now, so I don't know when.
That's big for the club, man. Tying down the potential, you know.
Is it too high
potential, you know, future
Jack Grealish region? Like, I don't think it's getting carried away, bro. Like, I think they play exactly the same from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Down to the
another one, Gary said, what about he's our Diblin? Another one where there was interest a week ago, stating Villa's interest as well.
I was thinking, with Broggio, is Diblin even needed like that? But I don't know. I kind of want to sign Diblin.
Diblin, in it. Diblin's cold. It is cold. Yeah, also, shout out Jimmo as well for his performance when he came on against Cardiff, man. I thought he played well. He was unlucky not to get an assist because I think Ramsey should have scored at the end.
Ramsey, you got to bury that, man. Like, look, he's got to bury that, man. Come on.
Yeah, man. It was a nice cameo when he came on against Cardiff for sure. Didn't look out of place. You can tell it by his size and stature. You know, he ain't going to look out of place on the pitch. So hopefully he continues to get more minutes, man. Because I think another one who can go on to be a player. But bro. Anything else that's been going on at all? Anything else? As this is the first time you touch the screens, bro, I thought I'd leave you with anything else.
What are you saying? Just what else has happened? What else has really happened? Oh, did you see that video Villa posted today? It looks like they're teasing a statue. The statue. What do you think it's going to be of? Do you think a lion?
I imagine it's a lion.
All sorts of things like.
I imagine it's a lion.
Just a lion, yeah.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
No, because if it's just a lion, it's similar to what Arsenal have with the cannon in it. But I don't know, it'd be a bit random, don't you think? Like, just a lion statue, like. Just random, isn't it? Like the way the team's, I don't know.
It's the 150 year in it, so.
Okay, yeah, true, yeah.
So I think that's the reasoning behind it. It's just it's for that, yeah.
That's gonna be a £15. Take a picture with a lion.
Revenue up to 400 million. Anyway it goes. Well, yeah, bro. I think that's it regarding everyone. Shout out to everyone in the chat who's been joining the comments. Have been jokes as well in the chat. So appreciate you all for joining. So yeah.
Just wanted to say, Adam, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. That's my self-esteem, bro.
Anyway. Thank you all for joining. Hopefully Villa go on to get the 3 points against Brentford, man. And we'll be back with a match reaction after the game and obviously a preview before the Bruges game as well. But man, thank you all for joining. And as always, up the Villa.